Okay, hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So you may notice that my background is a little bit different. I changed rooms slash my filming setup because my other one was in my bedroom and it was getting really annoying to have to like set everything up and then take it down every time I wanted to film a video. And also I just like could not get the lighting right in that room because I have like a lot of big windows and it was just like honestly a shit show, which you can see from, you know, the horrendous lighting in most of my videos. So I hope that this is better. I think it will be, but you know what? We're just gonna have to weather the storm together as we have been. But today I'm going to be trying new makeup, which is really, really exciting. It's not like a ton, but it's a little bit that I've accumulated. One item in particular I'm very, very excited about. So this was supposed to be a first impression of a foundation also. I just used the ordinary high coverage foundation. However, I wasn't actually recording that part, so there will be no foundation application in this video, but you know what? I've gone too far. I've already applied it. If you want to know my thoughts, I actually like it. I went into it with like incredibly low expectations. I thought I was going to hate it totally, but it actually has pretty good coverage. It blends really well. The real test is going to be to see how long it lasts for, because it doesn't make claims about like how long it wears or longevity or anything like that, but so far I'm pretty impressed. I really apologize for the fact that you can't see me applying this, but we'll see. We'll see how it looks at the end of the video, and I will keep you updated in the description box how it wore throughout the day. Okay, so I think just for the purposes of time management and saving time, I'm just going to skip over the parts of my makeup that aren't like new, you know, just to give each new product their own shining moment, aka the only other two products that are new that I have to try out because the foundation was a disaster and I don't want to talk about it. But the new palette that I have to try out today, I am so excited for. I have been wanting to try this palette for so long, and I finally was just like, you know, you want it, and just buy it. Just buy it. So I bought it in the Sephora sale that we just had, and it's the Lunar Beauty Moonspell palette. I am so excited. It's even more beautiful in person than I think any pictures that I've seen of it give it credit for. It's so beautiful, and the packaging is like, I didn't think anything could beat the Melt Amore Eterno palettes, but this does. It's so stunning. There's a little box and then it like slides out of that little box like a book, and look at this. Oh, I literally could cry looking at it. It's so beautiful. I think most people could probably guess if you've watched any of my videos, but I love Halloween. I love witchy things. I love spooky things. I love anything to do with things like that. So this palette is like really pressing my buttons right now. I absolutely love it. And I haven't even taken off the little sticker yet. Ugh. And this is the inside of the palette. It might be a little bit hard for you to see because of my lights, but it's so beautiful. It's, like I said, there's no pictures that I've seen have actually done it justice. And I'm so torn as to what I want to do today, but I think I want to play with this like bottom row of greens. So I think I'm going to start out with this green shade, light green shade right here called the Bonnie. And I'm just going to put that in my transition area. I have been wanting to try a Lunar Beauty for such a long time, and there are no words to describe how excited I am, honestly. blended out like a fucking dream. So nice. It's like a beautiful like slime green color. And I've been going back and forth about what I want to do, because the only like qualm that I have when I look at this palette is that I feel like there might be a little bit of a lack of depth, which I feel like I'm a broken record. I constantly am seeing that. But I think now I'm going to take the shade Nancy in my crease, and then I'm going to go in with the shade Marnie after, and then hopefully build up a little bit of depth. This is a little bit of like a more blue toned, like teal, so we'll see how it blends into the other shades. Okay, so now I'm just gonna blend that out with a clean brush, and I found that that Nancy shade is definitely like lighter. It's not like a super deep shade, but you can build it up. I built it up pretty nicely. I mean, I think I could have gone like more and more and more, but I'm pretty happy with that. And it seems like, I mean, I've only used 2 shades, so I don't really know what I'm talking about, but it seems like these shades are actually very buildable. How they would work on deeper skin tones, I'm not sure, but on me, they have built up really nicely and blended really, really well. So far, from the 2 shades that I've used, I have no complaints. I'm very happy with that. Okay, so apparently this new setup has really fucked with my filming process in my mind. So I didn't film that last part, but I'll just tell you what I did because it was nothing revolutionary. I just put this Marnie shade, like I said I was going to, into my crease in my outer corner. I was concerned that there wasn't going to be enough depth in this palette to achieve, you know, the kind of depth to my eyeshadow looks that I normally like. However, I felt like I was able to build this up really quite well, actually. And I noticed that with the Nancy shade as well. Like, I really had quite an easy time building these shades. I feel like they build really, really well on top of each other, and I'm quite impressed. They also feel like incredibly smooth on my lid. They're not dry at all, if that makes any sense, but no, I'm quite impressed. And now I'm just taking the brush that I took the shade Nancy on, no additional product, and blending out the shade Marnie. And they're also blending out into each other really well because I'm kind of mixing like cool toned, like more bluey toned and more yellow toned greens. And they're blending out really, really beautifully. This is actually coming out a lot better than I anticipated. We're full of pleasant surprises today in this video, aren't we? Very, very happy with that. I'm just going to, again, blend over all the edges with a totally clean brush. I didn't think I was going to do this, but I think I am going to cut my crease, so I'm going to do that and I'll be right back. Okay, so I just cut my crease, which again, very revolutionary. I rarely do this, so, you know, it's a big day. But I'm going to take the Nancy shade and go over the edge, the front edge of my eyeshadow where I cut my crease. And then I'm also going to blend that into the concealer. And then I'm going to take the shade Marnie, which was the deeper like mossy green, and I'm going to deepen up the outer edge of my eyeshadow just slightly. And then I'm going to take a touch of that and go over the edge of the concealer as well. And I hope that these creases are even, because I don't know what it is, but recently I've been having such a time trying to get my creases even. It looks like literally my eyes are two completely different shapes, which they kind of are, but it's not looking great. And I think now I'm going to take the shade Fiona. It's this deep, like metallic turquoise, I want to say. Even though I'm really not the best at describing colors, I am going to wet that because I do wet pretty much all of my shimmer shadows, so I feel like it might be a little bit unfair to judge an eyeshadow, you know, against how I usually use it. And I'm going to take that right kind of in the middle of my eye. That's beautiful. I'm really impressed by these shadows, actually. Goddamn, goddamn. And I'm just gonna wipe that brush off, and I'm going to go into the shade Mary, which is the middle shade. It's kind of like a silvery taupe almost. It looks really beautiful, and this looks to be a little bit of a different formula than the Fiona metallic shade. It looks like it has a little bit kind of more particles of sparkle or shimmer in it. And I'm gonna put that in on the inner third of my eye. And I'm just gonna blend that into the Fiona shade, and I'm gonna pick up maybe a little bit, just a touch of the Fiona shade. I'm not like cleaning my brush off or anything, and I'm just gonna blend it a little bit into the Mary shade. And I'm gonna go in with my finger and take the shade Mary and just go over where I originally put it and just intensify it a little bit. So apparently these like more glittery shades or shimmery shades apply better with your finger. And then just for shits and gigs, I'm gonna go in with the shade Fiona and just tap that on over top. And then I'm gonna take just a touch of Nancy, blend it over the shade Fiona again, maybe deepen up the very outer corners with the shade Marnie. And every layer I find with the matte shadows that I put down is just building the intensity. I'm not like losing anything. It's not like picking up or getting patchy. It's actually like really, really buildable. More than I find a lot of the eyeshadow formulas I use. So I'm thoroughly impressed. Blend everything out again, and then I'm going to take the Bonnie shade, which is just like the light green shade that we used initially, just a little dab, and go over the very edges again. I am so happy. I thought that I was going to, you know, enjoy this palette, but it's turning out a lot actually better than I thought. So I'm just gonna finish up the rest of my face, kind of, and then we'll move on to the lower lash. Okay, so I just finished up most of my face off camera. Everything that I used will be in the description box as usual. So now to finish the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Nancy and run that all along my lower lash line. And then I'm going to take a smaller fluffy brush and blend that Nancy shade out. And then on a smaller brush, I'm going to take the Marnie shade, that mossy green, and put that all along my lash line closer to my lower lashes. And then I'm going to take a pencil brush with just a touch of the Marnie shade and blend that out. And then I'm going to go in with the same brush that we used for the transition shade and go in with Bonnie and blend the edges and all around. And that pretty much finishes it up for the eyes. Just to like really round it up, I'm going to take a black. This is just the shade Chad from the Juvia's Place, the Saharan palette. And I'm going to take just a little small brush and put that black right on the edge of my eyes, right on the outer corner. And I'm also going to take that just along the lower lash line, just in like the outer third essentially. And then I'm going to take a little fluffy brush and blend that out. Now the other new makeup product that I have is the Milk Flex Highlighter. I am so excited to try this out. The lighting's a bit bright, I guess. Maybe you can't see that, but the packaging is actually just very plain, very white. And this is the shade Lit. This was the lightest shade, but it looks a little bit deep. It's slightly more like rose toned than I was expecting, but we'll see how it goes. It looks really, really beautiful, and from what I've seen from people using it, I'm really excited, but we'll see if it's light enough. Ooh. That's pretty fucking beautiful. Oh my god. That is a bright ass highlighter. I don't think it seems to be too dark. It has a pretty like intense reflect, as you can see. So I think I can make it work. I wouldn't want it to be any darker than this for sure. And it doesn't really look like you can see like a dark stripe on my face when I have my face facing forward. So that's good. I think because it's just like so reflective, it ends up working out. Obviously, this is a really like obnoxiously intense highlighter. So if you don't like really bright highlighters, stay far, far away. But this is really, really beautiful. I was gonna say stunning, but I'm trying not to say that anymore because it's all I say. And then I'm going to take that just on my forehead, like above my brows. And then I'm also going to take that along the bridge of my nose. And then on my Cupid's bow. It looks a little deep to use like kind of all over my face. I think I can get away with it, but it's not like really bright. And then because there's not really a shade in the Moonspell palette that seems like what I'm looking for an inner corner and brow bone highlight, I'm just going to use this on my inner corners and on my brow bone. And here I feel like you can see how like deep it is when you like pack it on. Okay, so now I'm going to put some blush on and mascara, and I will be right back to conclude the video. Okay, so I just finished up my face, and I'm just going to quickly go over the 3 things that I tried and give you my thoughts on them. So first, the foundation that I didn't end up filming. I actually like this so far. I have no idea how it's gonna wear, and I feel like, I don't know why, I just am expecting this foundation to fail, but in my mind I am. But I think the real test is going to be how it wears. So I will definitely leave an update in the description box as to how like it ended up wearing, because other than that, it actually looks like actually super nice. It doesn't look really heavy. It blended well. It has like pretty decent coverage. Like I'm not mad at it, and I actually hope it wears well because it's like $6 Canadian, so that would be the ultimate affordable foundation, and then I would just use that and save my money. But anyway, The palette, ugh, I am so happy with. I'm so in love with how my makeup ended up coming out, and I cannot wait to play more with this palette. I'm so impressed by the quality of it. I had like pretty good expectations, but it blew me away. I feel like I say that every fucking video, but it really, really did. The colors that I chose anyway blended really well. They built up really well, which I was actually really, really impressed with. The metallic shades were really pigmented and smooth. They don't make your eyelids look chunky or anything. And the one Mary shade, the sparkly shade that I used, is so sparkly and beautiful, and I'm so impressed with this palette. And the packaging, again, it's just like, what more could you ever want? I'm so happy that I ended up buying this. I'm so happy. If you have been on the fence about it, I would like 100% say go and get this, because it's so good. And it's limited edition, so I don't know how much longer it's going to be around for. So you better get your hands on it before it goes away. And then the highlighter. I really like this. I love really obnoxious, really bright highlighters. It's not to everyone's taste, so, you know, keep that in mind. If you're really, really fair like I am, I have found that this actually is fine. I also, you know, wear a lot of bronzer and blush, so I find sometimes I can get away with a little bit of a deeper highlight than, you know, I normally would be able to, but it doesn't look like really super glittery. It just looks really bright, and I think it's really, really beautiful. It blends really well. It's a very like light consistency. Like, it's not really super thick. It actually reminds me a lot of the Benefit Cookie highlighter in terms of formula, and so far so good. I mean, I haven't tested these products or worn them for a long time, so keep that in mind. But yeah, I'm really super happy. Let me know if you like this setup better. I think it's working better for me, but you know, I want to be a woman of the people, so let me know. But yeah, that concludes this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!